Anjana, I want to come back to the question on Ukraine. The whole world wants an answer to what next in Ukraine. Yeah. America wanted an answer. Absolutely. And his thinking is very clear in that conversation with you, absolutely. Even off the record.
Absolutely. I think off the record, we didn't talk much about Russia-Ukraine. But I think in that very answer, his stand was very, very clear. He's there and he's still there. He's not coming back.
No, in fact, those lines seem to be advancing the manner in which the Ukrainians...
And even when she mentioned the port of Crimea, she talked about Crimea, so what happens is, when you finish your question, and even on the way, that live translator is happening. So when he heard Crimea, and she said that about this, I heard him laugh midway in hearing to that question. So this man is absolutely
also
clear.
because he understands English.
Yes, he does.
He just does not speak it. He understands English completely.
But even in the off-record conversation, he wanted a translator. Because probably, see, like a little thing happened. We were talking about some other gentleman. And initially we thought he's saying that he's not sharp. So 3 or 4 of us started laughing.
Then he corrected.
But then
he realized that we didn't get it. He said, no. What did you ask? I am saying he is sharp.
So, the point is that there is scope for a little misunderstanding.
I can only assume who you're talking about.
No, don't.
And
no, you assume all you want.
You assume.
Yeah. No, and the fact he is where he is and finding the way for peace shows he's sharp.
He is very sharp. Yeah. On Ukraine, he made it very clear on Steve Witkoff, because that also made headlines all through Western networks. They're very focused on Russia-Ukraine. He said that I asked him 28-point peace proposal, is it out of the table? Out of the window, off the table? He said, no, it's on the table. It's just now 4 packages. He didn't elaborate on what those 4 packages are, but they really, which he also hinted at one thing. He said, I see intent when it comes to Donald Trump wanting peace, but I also see economic interests.
Oh, absolutely. Reconstruction would have a lot of oil, rare earth, gas.
Rare earth in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's already a
deal that's happened behind the scenes. So, okay, so we've digressed a bit. Let me come back to the interview. There are many who see him as the new Tsar of Russia. Did you get that impression, either of you, Anjana and Geeta?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that is where I began, because all this narrative that has been built around him, he's very warm. He's very warm. Like, we were, apprehensive if we should be shaking hands, because obviously, I mean, we have to wait for him to take that this thing. And he came forth like this, and then he's smiling, he's laughing all through the interview.
Yeah.
He's smiling, and I'm like, okay, I'm asking questions on March 8, 2014. You were addressing the Federation Council, and you said Kiev is the mother of all Russian cities. What did you mean? Smiling, and then he's answering, and then he's waiting for the next one. So he was very engaging. So I think this entire thing...
And historically, Kiev, Russians hold Kiev in so much respect, the Orthodox Church. But he also mentioned in that response to you that what they're doing to Orthodox Church is not correct.
Because now it's separate.
Yeah.
The Orthodox Church in Russia is absolutely separate from the one in Kiev, whereas it was Kiev held the key.
Absolutely. We've been there, incidentally, we went there together. It's beautiful. You have to see it to believe it. And I mean, if this war wasn't there, Russia and Ukraine together as friends are a great part of the world to be in.
He's just saying that. If there's no NATO threat, we're great. I don't want NATO in my backyard, as America did not want, and that's me, not him, saying, as America did not want Russia in their backyard during the Cuban Missile Crisis, Gaurav. Yep. So there's clarity in what the West is trying to do and what the West wants to do, to which I said, Zelensky, was NATO ever on the table? He said, you ask that gentleman, because he's the one who promised all this. He's the one who is responsible now for what is happening in Ukraine. And he went on to actually call him a neo-Nazi. I think there has to be a realization. But he also offered peace through negotiations, which is also rare, because for the longest they did not want to negotiate with Ukraine. Now they're saying, come to the negotiating table. Very, very interesting.
Okay. And your impression, Anjana, that one, he's supremely confident. He's all there. He's, despite being one of the most powerful men in the world, Anjana, he's very careful in what he says, let's say about Donald Trump or Prime Minister Modi or any other world leader.
Exactly. So, in fact, as soon as the interview was over and we were having this little conversation, he actually said that you were trying to get me there so that I would say something, but I did not. You know what we're talking about. So, I assess him as a politician who does not fear the West. Russia stepped into this century with him. He has been at the top for a quarter of a century.
Yep.
But at the same time, this man is not going to stoop to the level of some other politicians who name people, who abuse people openly. He was very categoric. Like he had to say, you're buying nuclear energy and you want to stop India. I don't want to be part of G8. So these things were coming. So that showed clearly that he doesn't fear the West. But he did not want to name and shame anyone individually. So I think a very mature leader who knows that when he talks or when he speaks, a country and its people are at stake. So you have to be careful about what you're saying. He knows that responsibility. So I think you have to give it to him that in spite of the fact that he's probably, you know, one of the most influential and like the most most powerful nation's head, he was very clear that I will not misuse my this thing to like, you know, slightly talk about anyone, be it anyone.
I think kind of old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25
which
years
is nice, which
he's
is
been at the
pleasant,
helm.
right?
Yeah, 25 years. But congratulations once again, Geeta and Anjana, for this brilliant, brilliant scoop. And this is something that we'll be talking about, we'll all be talking about for such a long time. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, Gaurav,
Thank
for
you,
having
Gaurav.
us.